Everyone, how's it going? What is up? It's me, Twister Windstalker, bringing you another video. And as you can see here, this is the desktop I got from Walmart for $100. And yeah, I could have probably talked them down a little bit lower, but what the heck, $100 for a $300 machine that nobody wanted. And why did nobody want it? Let me tell you. This is an Acer Aspire AST180 US 3400B. And, you know, Acers are pretty good machines. I think my very first computer was an Acer. It has a 3400 Sempron AMD processor. I have no problems with AMD. They're pretty good processors. I prefer Intel, but AMD is still good. Now, we get to the part why nobody wanted this thing. It has a whopping mega power, 512 megabytes of RAM in it. And that's the bare requirement to run Vista. Which, this is what this had Windows Vista Home Edition, Basic. And that's what this thing run. It has 160 gigabyte hard drive. And it has a dual layer DVD optic drive. I decided to try it in its current configuration to, you know, see what Windows Vista did in it. And let me tell you, it was horrible. It was so horrible. It was as slow as a sloth, a snail, whatever you want to compare it to. It was slow. And over the years, I put Ubuntu Home, Ubuntu Desktop and Ubuntu Server on it, back and forth, because I couldn't decide which one I wanted. Desktop ran pretty good, server runs pretty good, and I realized that in its current configuration you can't get the best out of it. And then I tried to put FreeNas on it, and then I don't know whether the disk that I made had errors in it. Of course, it was put on a thumb drive, so I don't know if the download had errors in it or what, and I didn't have CDs or DVDs to put it on to see if that was the cause, you know, of a bad download or whatever. And so I couldn't get FreeNas to work. Of course, it kept telling me the warning, don't try it under 8. And I just wanted to see if it, you know, what it would do. I wasn't really concerned whether it actually would work or not. I just wanted to see if it was feasible. And I guess it is. Even though it's probably pushing it to its maximum, and it's like, oh man, get me out of this system. Now, I have server on this again. I have Ubuntu Server 13.10. I try to put the latest version of Ubuntu Server on here, but for some reason when I did disk check, because I kept having trouble with the disk drive stopping in the middle of the installation and everything, and I did disk check on all my disks, and they all told me that there were corrupt files or missing files on the disk, and 13.1, even after I cleaned off the fingerprint on it, is the only one that came back clean. Now, I know 14 worked at one time, and I'm not sure why it didn't work a second time. Of course, after I got 13.1 to come back as good, I didn't even bother with 14, because I believe there is a way you can upgrade to the latest server edition. I'm going to have to look that command up and upgrade it as far as I can. And if not, I'm not really worried about it, because this is basically just going to be a junk server anyway, so it is what it is, and if I can upgrade it to the latest, greatest version of server, fine. If not, fine. Now, I do want to upgrade this thing to its maximum, because the maximum that this server can go to is 4 gigabytes of RAM, which I know would make Windows Vista and maybe 7 run beautifully, and maybe even 10, I don't know, but we're running server on this, so. And I know you can't run no games or anything on like that on it. Of course, you could probably use it as a Minecraft server. I wouldn't be surprised. Because it seems to me like that doesn't really require much, you know, to run basic. It might not be the best, but it probably could run. And for just the fun of it, I thought about seeing about throwing, now that I have an OS on this, throwing a Minecraft server on here and seeing what it does. I mean, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. You know, it's just, you know, waste of my time, and I'm all about trying different things, so whatever. I do want to add a 4 terabyte hard drive to it. Now, I know it's like 1 gigabyte of RAM per terabyte. I'm not sure how that works when you have a 160 gigabyte hard drive in there running the OS, and then, you know, a terabyte hard drive. I think I should be okay. I might get some bottlenecks in it, but, I mean, like I said, this is just, you know, a BS server until I can upgrade to something better, and I already had this, and I've seen that I can get RAM, either exactly the same RAM that's in this thing for $10 a stick per megabyte, and that will be like 40 bucks, or I can get, well, actually I've also seen it on Newegg where you get the their stuff for 21, and that's around $40 too, and I just need like, you know, 1 stick per slot, cause so I'm gonna max this thing out on RAM. I'm gonna see about putting a 4 terabyte hard drive in this thing. Hopefully it works fairly well and I run into no issues. And I'm going to update to the latest Ubuntu server. So, that is my plans. Whether it works or not, I'm going to get a kit from a Newegg and build another server. And if I have to take the, you know, terabyte hard drive out of this and format it and then stick it in the new one, fine. And then just let this one do whatever this one do and use it as a junk server, fine, because I got a lot of junk I can slam on this thing, so no biggie, no big loss. Just gotta figure out what the commands is for mounting hard drives. RAM I shouldn't have no issue with because it should auto detect, and yeah, I already removed a bunch of the front plates and middle panels that just basically twist out to give this thing a little bit more airflow, though I am thinking about putting the plates back in just to make it look nicer, because it doesn't look that great with the expansion ports open. But since it's just going to be a junk server, I don't know if I really care that much about it. But it's got this nice little vent here, so it shouldn't never get too hot. I also thought about, once I get another server, to actually try, because I just now found out about pfSense. Put pfSense on here and maybe turn this into some kind of router thing just for the fun of it. I mean, I'm not expecting great things from it, but it could be kind of fun. I mean, I got a lot of things I can play around with this thing in, and since I like testing stuff, why not? Because I think it's going to actually be kind of cool. Okay, we're at 9:16, good. And, yeah. So, this is now running Ubuntu 13.1. So, I can't wait to see what things I can do with this once I get the RAM in it. Because this should be actually kind of hilarious, especially being a junk server. Now, of course, I might also try to make this thing my PC backup thing for now, just to see if it would work. But anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave comments down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.